Last podcast on the left is all about the facts. So when Southern New Hampshire University came on as a sponsor, it was time to do some research. Turns out they offer more than 200 online degree programs, and get this, criminal justice and psychology are some of the most popular. Classes have no set meeting times, and tuition rates are some of the lowest in the U.S. Want to learn even more about SNHU? Visit snhu.edu/last. Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have trusted Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. Just tell Progressive what you want to pay, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Visit Progressive.com to find a car insurance rate that works for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
Side stories.
From your glade. That's when the cannibalism started.
Side stories. Yes. Because I tell you what, there's a lot of people that will call the way that my father raised me to be controversial.
Really? Okay, so you were watching the Tiger Woods documentary about how Tiger Woods' father raised him to become a champion golfer, and you're equating this to your family life.
When my father told me, number one, he's just like, being fat makes you physically strong. Right? That's what he told me, which is completely correct.
It definitely doesn't. You can't be gay and fat, so my son's straight. Look at him, he's fat.
I don't know, because then he was also like, every once in a while, he'd like hold up a picture of Harvey Fierstein like next to me and see what the differences were. But I remember when my father first taped a microphone to my hands.
Oh, is that right?
And he forced me to, I used to run laps around the backyard giving one-liners. And I know, yeah, at the time, people, it's Child Protective Services needs to take the boy away.
For
but
what? Trying to be funny? Trying to be a comedian? That is actually grounds to take a child away.
He didn't know that he was making, none of them knew, that they were making, I'm going to call myself almost what's a good person? I'm going to say the
if you say Bobby Bonilla, I'm going to throw you off of the show and we're replacing you with just a toad.
The only way I'll ever be Bobby Bonilla of anything is once I start making money from not working.
Yeah.
That's right. He's the king.
Well, he's a genius.
I'd say I'm more of the Steve Perry of comedy.
Oh, Journey.
From Journey.
Okay. I love Steve Perry.
I saw him have lunch.
You talk about, that's amazing, by the way. Tuna
Didn't
fish?
speak to him.
Tuna fish?
Yes.
I knew Steve Perry was a tuna fish guy.
It was a bed of leaves with tuna fish on top of it, and that's the true maturity. Me and Matt Servito, a man that also he experienced a visible erection from seeing
he's
Steve
the
Perry.
Satan from Pretty Faces Going to Hell, correct?
Yes, both of us, we refrained from saying anything, but we gave him a nod.
That is absolutely wonderful. And if you want to know the power of magical thinking, an entire country thought Steve Perry was attractive for about 20 years.
Look at Rick Ocasek.
Even though we know he wasn't. We were staring at him, and then MTV was like, he's a hunk. I'm looking at him. I know he's not, but in my mind, I'm like, I guess he's a hunk.
But guess what? The whole world's being force-fed all of this like, Adam Levine. He's got this nice body and those little brown nipples everybody likes.
Adam Levine looks like he got his tattoos from a EA Sports creator player who they are the most generic things of all time. It just says California. That's just a state.
Steve Perry, Rick Ocasek, the whole point of being a rock and roll person, the whole point of learning to play the guitar, the whole point of getting in front of a microphone.
I love little man gripes.
You are supposed to be ugly, and your talent is supposed to get you flayed.
Henry Zabrowski, I've said it before, we're going to start this show. He is the Dio of podcasting.
Yes.
Welcome to Side Stories, everyone. Ben hanging out with Henry.
Holy dive up.
Woo! Got to see Dio live when he was the front man for Heaven and Hell. That man ran probably 50 miles. He just run back across like he was Martin Lawrence or Cat Williams, where he just runs so much. And as an audience member, I just feel guilty for not exercising.
I'll tell you what, he was the former fastest man within 10 feet.
He was.
And I'm happy to take it into the future. I will take that baton into the future because when it comes down to it, you got to be small. He was so small that the rock and contained inside of him had nowhere to go but out.
It really is. That is why I believe people do have souls, isn't it? Because look at that little vessel. And then when he would open his mouth, you'd say, wow. Same thing with Sasha Grey. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the new. I love Sasha.
Her new show is good.
We're one friend removed.
Really?
Yes, our friend.
I'd love to meet her.
I will tell you off air who knows her so we can meet Sasha.
I like her new show. She's
Well,
doing good. She's a good personality.
The
on the
last time we met an adult film actress, I believe we were at Comic-Con, and you
I was hammered.
acted. No, you acted like, man, like you
I
acted
did bad.
like a drooling slob.
I was really,
and she
really
knows
drunk.
what she does, Henry.
I was really, really drunk.
No, but you didn't act bad. You acted too sheepish.
No, I was just like,
I think I know you.
I think I know you. Yeah, it was sad, man. It was a sad, but that was sad. But the rest of the night was great.
No, it was wonderful. All right. Well, let's get to some news stories. The gift that keeps on giving, I guess, is murder and mayhem within families.
If not, we wouldn't have a show or a career. Look at this story. This story is simply, you know what?
What?
You can't make it up.
You can't. I mean, you could.
Someone asked me this. I've watched a movie that was actually very similar to this recently, but it is fun. Naked maniac arrested carrying his dad's severed head.
All right, so that's the headline, and I have to immediately say, I don't like this biased journalism. Why are you going to call him a maniac? You don't know. You're inferring a personality type. Naked? Okay, he's got no clothes on.
Yeah.
That's just, that's objective truth.
I would maybe say it depends, because if he shows up all wrapped up in intestines and he's got his father's fucking head in his hands, right? He's covered in blood. And when you meet him, he's just like, you got to tell you know what, honestly, I think I went too far this morning.
That's not a maniac.
That's not a maniac.
No.
Now he's become rational.
Yes.
But maybe at the time when he got a big fork and he was pulling the intestines out like it was fucking spaghetti, like laughing and screaming, then you might say, oh, hey, buddy, hey, we might want to dial this back a little bit.
Well, this is another lesson in being able to spot bias journalism. So maniac, we don't know.
We
Naked,
don't know.
for sure.
We don't know. This comes from the New York Post, so you know it's got to be legit. Naked man wrapped in guts goes on rampage with dad's severed head. I like how he said with dad's severed head, like it was his friend.
Like hanging out.
A naked maniac covered with intestines went on a rampage in the Ukraine, hitting parked cars with his father's severed head in front of horrified passersby, according to a report. I wish it said horrifyingly pleased passersby.
The thing is, you needed to take your car into the wash anyway. I'm doing the car washes here in New York, or here in Los Angeles, rather.
That's where you live. Yep.
Did not do it in New York. No need to have a car there.
Didn't have a car.
Your feet are your car.
Yeah, so every time you showered, it was like you took yourself to a car wash.
Absolutely. Once a month.
Once a month.
I mean, the car wash makes you feel good, right?
Sure.
But sometimes you're like, what is the final speck of dust that has to hit my car where I finally go take the right turn and go into the car wash?
Sure.
Someone douses your car in a severed head.
It's inspiring.
I say it's inspiring. I say, today is the day I'm going to wash that frickin' car of mine.
Absolutely. And it's also probably the day you're like, you know what? I should probably write that screenplay.
Why not?
I should probably apply to be a lawyer next week. Just anything to maybe not end up like this man. This naked and bloodied man wrapped in guts holding the head of a man who came out of the front. This is from a witness. This is a neighbor in Odessa. A naked and bloody man. He's like, he sat on the bench and he lit a cigarette. Which I get, man. Honestly, by that point, you're like, it's been a day.
Well, it's a carcinogen. You want to be very careful. The thing that really gets me is the way that he wore the intestines. They're saying constantly that he wore them around his neck.
Like a scarf.
And
like pashmina.
I don't know much about the inside, the inners of a human body. I don't really know much.
They're loopy.
Pretty sure that's where all the poop is, though.
Yep.
So he had a poop necklace.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it was all filled with liquid
just
shit.
His father's.
No, the intestines were from his friend.
Oh, those were from his friend.
Yeah, those were from his friend. He held the decapitated head of his father.
So it was the head of his dad and the intestines of his friend.
Both locally sourced.
That's like wearing a Puma shirt and Nike shoes.
I know, honestly, you have to think about it. You don't want to be
Come on, stick with a brand. Make a choice.
But holding the decapitated head of his father, Ponomarenko, which I believe his full name is Dmitry Ponomarenko. Oh. He turned to the cops, smoking a cigarette. They obviously they're like, what's going on here? And he said, quote unquote, quote, he is a god who is not worshipped.
Wait,
so I get it. He's out of a job.
His dad is a god who is not worshipped.
No, that he himself was.
That he, the man covered in his friend's intestines and poop, theoretically, and holding his dad's head, is a god that should not be worshipped. So he's not wrong about that.
He's just saying, I am a god. Hey, I'm here.
Oh, but no one's
I'm
worshiping
born
me
this way. No one's worshiping me.
But they should be.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes, how I am anytime I go to an audition.
I'm starting to think this guy might be a maniac.
Before. This is yellow journalism. That's yellow journalism. Police found the headless corpse of the 53-year-old Igor Ponomarenko lying on the bed of his apartment. So he left it there because obviously he was done with his bowling game.
I guess.
In the kitchen, they discovered the sliced and gutted body of family friend Alexander Domchenko, 32, the Sun reported. Ponomarenko reportedly said he killed the man, quote, because he had to.
Why?
He had to.
What's going on in Ukraine right now where this guy had to do that?
There's massive civil war. Isn't there massive civil unrest happening in Ukraine right now?
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff happening.
I know that I'm supposed to know this.
Their leadership is literally run by a clown. He truly is a comedian.
That is a comedian, right?
Yeah,
That's
he
like
is
the
a
comedian
comedian.
person.
Yeah, but they're about to have like a bunch of war. I don't know exactly if this is the time to have a comedian as your leader. Maybe someone with military experience. But what about fighting for laughs?
I mean, every day it's a war out here on the fucking internet trying to fucking carve out space for content.
Absolutely.
But he is, it seemed like he really got out of control there.
Well, let's talk. Man,
because they say apparently that the pressure inside of the human body can build up. Like, because I've read, how many times have we talked about people being disemboweled?
So I'm honestly...
Hundreds of times.
Yeah, probably just on the show alone, we've been doing probably 433 times.
Sure. You can cut open the belly of a person, and the guts can be so impacted depending on when you've eaten. Obviously, tell me if I'm wrong. Side stories, lpotl@gmail.com. But I've seen this. They can literally pop out of you.
And the guts?
Yeah, and I wonder what led up to it. I imagine, because first thing I'm going to blame is the game Among Us. That makes people fight. I might say that might have happened because, check out Hold Knitters Ho Among Us stream on Tuesdays, which is after our last stream on the left on these weeks. But honestly,
great kind of plug.
That's what the fighting that goes on in there. I feel like that's what happened. But also, or does it start with just you and your buddy? Like we were saying before, you were talking about how all the guys used to jerk off in front of each other in the shower.
Not all of the guys.
And
there was a private conversation. One guy in high school jerked off one time.
But everybody, it was a safe place. You all could jerk off looking at each other because it was cool. Everybody thought it was cool.
Anyone who played sports know you got micro Stu with the small penis, then you got jerk off Stan, and then everyone had a character in the showers.
But yes, everybody. It's like Saturday Night Live. But
you piss it on your friend's feet. Everyone knows what happened in the boys' showers in the 90s when you played football at a Catholic school.
I'm just so glad I'm basically a woman. I'm just so glad I don't like any boys playing boys games. But you were hanging out with your buddy.
That's the game within the game. The post shower game.
And the winners and the losers there are sometimes they flip flops from the field.
All I know is there's the coach is always the winner.
Yeah, especially when he's got his lawn chair there and his binoculars.
Honestly, you joke.
Were you molested by your coach?
No.
Are you going to turn this into a Marty Jannetty podcast?
No, I was not. I had wonderful coaches.
Great, that clears it up.
Thank you.
But you're sitting with your buddy, and he's just like, "Oh man, I had so many fucking beans today." Yeah, he's just like, "Yeah, I bet,
it's
dude.
Ukraine, yeah,
I
it's
bet, dude, man, fucking lot of
beans."
And he's just like, "I fucking bet, man, my fucking guts are all filled with fucking jump juice, dude." And he's just like, "Whatever, man, we should check it out."
Yeah, to get rid of it.
Yeah. And he's just like, "Yeah, dude, you better fucking make my belly button bigger, friend."
So in some way, you're victim blaming here. Because you think that the victim was like So in your story, this guy's a maniac. This man is trying to aid and abet his friend
Again,
who
he was
ate
a
too
maniac.
many beans.
Yes, he was a maniac then. And he was a maniac for being so close to his friend that he would dare take his friend up on the suggestion, "Yeah, sure, I could fucking disembowel you to see how much beans are in your guts."
Sure. Well, and that's why people come to us to avoid fake journalism.
All we
because
do here
we
is
don't
spit
know
the
that
truth.
that's not true.
I don't know what's not true ever.
But then the person is wearing a intestine around his neck that is formerly the home of a bunch of bean crap, which I would assume oozed all over his shirt like a shawl that was made cheaply that got stuck in the rain and it bleeds onto your nice clothes.
Did you ever have one of those little thin scarves, like a little tube scarf?
I wore a scarf once, left it at where I brought it, and never bought another one.
I don't like scarves because I don't like the strangle.
I just don't need a scarf. My feet get cold, my legs get cold. I can never say my neck has been cold.
Have you ever thought about like some kind of compression wear?
I'm supposed to wear compression socks every time I fly on account of the deep vein thrombosis, and that's what we're here to talk about.
The horrors
because
of deep vein thrombosis.
I cannot wait until I'm in my Wilford Brimley.
I can't wait.
You're having trouble walking. You're over the age of 65. My God, kids aren't calling you anymore. Your veins are the only family you have. You want to take care of them. Make sure they can flow. All right. I named this like shotgun and this like a shotgun too. One of them is going to kill me. Well, speaking of murder and speaking of food, what a great natural segue. South Carolina, who doesn't love watching the great show, Worst Cooks in America?
I am.
But you know what's funny?
I'm in that league. You say this. Worst Cooks is one of my, Natalie and I's favorite, like, shut off your brain shows. It's really fun. We love people messing stuff up. It's like, we like Nailed It. Hello, Nicole Byer. What's going on? It's like, we like people that, we like people funnily messing up food.
I like to see people thrive, which is why I've been watching season 2 of Blown Away.
You know what it is about Blown Away?
It's really good.
I love it, and I love new terms.
Yes, because you know what they call the kiln that they put they put all the glass in to shape it? They call it the glory hole. And then nobody laughs.
No one
and I'm
laughs.
like, how isn't anybody
I know.
laughing?
It's like how many
and
times
then they
people
constantly say blow because you got to blow and they're like, and then you got to blow it.
Constant supplies of humor. No one's recognizing it. It's like on Forged in Fire when they talk about pulling the meat out of the tang, and like how many times they say the word billet.
The tang is the perineum, a.k.a. the taint of the knife. But no, of course, that's why.
I think the tang is the balls of the knife.
Well, anyway, what I'm saying is they need to bring a little
Side
levity.
stories, lpotl@gmail.com if you actually want to comment on that. Now,
bring a little levity, but not like this woman did, because this woman on the Worst Cooks in America, she may have not been a good cook, but apparently
she became a good cook at the end of the season.
She was really good at beating her daughter to death, which is really sad and bad.
It is.
It's a South Carolina woman.
I didn't mean to laugh.
No, she won season 20.
Yeah, buddy. It's been on show forever, man. Amber
Season 20.
They fucking print money over there, dude.
I'm not a huge Amber
Tyler
fan,
Florence?
but I'm not against anyone. I am a guy.
We're all guys.
But you know what I'm also doing on HGTV? Hometown. Because the character's name is Ben
anymore.
and he's big.
I don't. Hometown is boring.
Well, that's because you don't know what it's like to be in a loving relationship.
Wow.
20 years.
We actually
this show
are
has
in a
been
loving
on.
relationship. Our friendship is technically highly functional in a way.
Season 20, Worst Cooks in America.
Okay,
winner.
here we go. Here, let me lay this out.
Ariel Robinson.
29
Let's
years
say
young.
it together now.
Ariel Robinson
and Jerry Robinson. Very good.
We're great at radio. But she was effervescent on the show, right?
Was she?
Oh, absolutely. That's like one of the that's like, to me, the ultimate tragedy is just the ruining of a possible the potential TV career.
Don't they vet these people a little bit more to be like, hey, here's a picture of your kid. First 3 feelings. Rage. Rage. Okay. Get rid of and
make a casket.
So we're going to actually...
But I can barely make eggs.
Sadly, the producers would cast her immediately, which is exactly what happened.
Well, Ariel Robinson she big crazy hair. She was like a larger than life personality. She called herself an up and coming. She was like a budding stand up. She was very funny on the show. She won the $25,000 grand prize after competing on the Food Network show. This is in August.
That's a pretty good prize. And to be fair to the Food Network in general, guys, grocery games, you're pulling down some pretty good cash because you can get like 20 grand.
Yeah, they get good sponsorship too. But that's like it's all about your skill, isn't it? Triple G, it's about your speed.
Because Blown Away is a $60,000 package, which means you get a residency, which I think means you just have to work.
Most of those guys are just, you literally get a job, which is nice, but also at the same time, give me some money.
So this chick, she got 25 grand with taxes, around 13 grand.
Yes, so she got 13 grand. She was going to take her family on a big vacation, but instead she decided to beat her child to death.
What?
This is South Carolina. She's from South Carolina, which is, it's an interesting state. She and her husband, Jerry Robinson, they were picked up on last Tuesday by officers with from the Simpsons Simpsonville Police Department. This comes from the Daily Mail, so you know it's legit. The child was 3 years old.
So sad. Victoria Rose Smith, beautiful baby girl.
It is very, very,
the
very
Robinsons,
sad.
apparently the cops said that the Robinsons, quote, did commit child abuse by inflicting a series of blunt force injuries, which
bad.
resulted in the death of the victim.
It is very, very bad.
They each face charges of homicide and child abuse.
It's not
My
good.
God.
It's hard to describe because, again, you just don't know anybody. She had a YouTube video up 4 days ago. Before the crime, she was up teaching, being super, bubbly and funny. This is the type of shit that you're like, it's why you can never trust anybody that's on camera.
But you have to be able to trust somebody. Otherwise, you have to just be...
The last one was Larry King, and he's dead.
Well, Larry, sure, although his final program was actually ironically about bowels. He was making some paychecks towards the end.
Sure, yeah.
That's when you get the best TV show of all time is a sponsored 30-minute ad at 3 a.m.
Of course, when it's just like Corbin Burnson from the Major League, talking about, do you need your toes realigned? Well, everybody gets to 75 years old and your toes begin to switch place.
My question is, okay, so obviously, because we don't know too much, so we have to infer a bunch.
We have to.
This person, because not everyone can actually handle the idea of being a celebrity. And when I say that, I don't mean that in the sense of being cocky and being flamboyant and being a celebrity.
No, it fucks with people's brains.
You actually have to be very humble.
Well,
you have to be very cautious.
And strangely stable. You
stable.
You have to have an inner working. It's why it is. I don't know. I know it's ridiculous to say, but once you are truly quote unquote famous, she was not really.
Keanu Reeves fights fame every day to be normal.
Yes, it is difficult because your world gets smaller and smaller. Yes, we all agree that's what you sign up for, to be famous and to have all the access and to have all the money. But
then,
also,
of course, with social media and stuff, also it got a little crazy fast.
It really did. But I really do think it escalates mental illness very often. It escalates especially aggression very often because you're kind of put yourself, because the one thing is that when you're put in the public spotlight, you then get people, whether you ask for it or not, criticizing every inch of your life. And so this person, I imagine, it seems that something obviously built to a head because she has no other criminal reports on her. There's no other police reports. She doesn't have a criminal history, it seems like. Maybe I want to say...
Well, what happened here is, now that I'm looking more into this story, she adopted 3 children last year. We don't know if this person that she murdered was one of her adopted children or not.
Don't know.
This could be a money scam situation.
Well, that's what's so fucked up. And then the money came in, right? Then you are... So you did...
So
who knows?
Woman,
we don't know that for certain.
We don't know.
We didn't know the other guy was a maniac.
Jerry Robinson, Ariel Robinson... We have no idea what it is. It does seem very, very strange to adopt 3 children in 1 year. I don't know if they had the means in order to support those children. Therefore, it would be a little bit controversial if they didn't actually. But they're not running a frickin' orphanage here. So this is really an interesting story, and obviously our heart breaks for the children. And you're right, you never know. And maybe they felt like, oh, these kids are getting in the way of our budding career in food, but what you've just done is now you have a budding career in, at most, a prison birthday cake, which is just a bunch of honey buns and
all smashed
together with some Oreos, because I watch prison shows on YouTube constantly, and honestly, some of the food does look good.
Ariel Robinson was a former middle school teacher, a local comedian, and although going on the cooking competition show might have earned her local fame, this is from Distractify, the homicide charges against her will outshine anything else.
I think so.
Yeah, you're right. But what I'm finding, there is no criminal history. So this seems to be a fucked up moment. I mean, I know it's obvious to say. It's just we have no clue over this. It was escalated abuse that then finally bubbled over into actual murder.
Or does it happen where you have a flip moment where you act violently towards a child, you hit them, you realize, oh, that's really bad, and the kid's going to report me. So then you somehow in your mind rationalize ending the problem.
We know that from Family Annihilators all the time. This idea of I'm saving my other children from the shame of their mother beating one of you, essentially by killing them.
apparently Robinson said of her winnings, the 25 grand again that she got for being a horrible cook, she says, I want to take them to, referring to her family and children, I want to take them to a water park, resort, or a beach, a vacation, so we can do one big thing as a family this year. And you know what? They did do a big thing as a family, but it was certainly not as fun as a good old-fashioned water park. And so who knows? This story is crazy.
The truth is, though, a lot of times where there's smoke, there's fire. So
Yeah.
I feel like this is probably not an isolated incident. It's just the first time it ever went so far, and they had no clue what the hell they were doing.
I just feel so bad for the poor kids who are
course.
adopted, because you can imagine, you don't get adopted from great families. It's never
That's
like
called being
that kid is.
abducted.
That's called being abducted. And then, of course, you get to end up on The Masked Singer, which is a statement about our society that I don't even
so
know.
fucking broken,
For
dude.
those that don't know, Elizabeth Smart,
Elizabeth
correct?
Smart.
Correct. She was the one abducted in Utah, 25 years ago or
This
so.
fucking with Kellyanne Conway posting a nude picture of her daughter. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Parents need to be adults.
You're being controversial. Parents should be free to also be children. How dare you?
Anyway, well, speaking of, so we'll follow that story, and it really is heartbreaking, and it's hard to bring levity to it.
But we always do, don't we, Kessel?
Some would say insensitive, but we're just trying to be the sugar that helps the sad
Fucking dildo go down the throat. I
actually don't think sugar would help a dildo go down the throat.
Granular.
I think it would, yeah. You're going to want to use a liquid honey if you're going to do that.
This is how we process things.
Yeah, it's very sad, and I feel horrible for those kids. And now they have to go to another house. So please, if you are able to adopt, there are at least 3 kids. 4 kids, because she had 5, so there's 4 kids that need a home.
Nat and I were going to do a catch and release program.
That's what they do with fish. But you're going to do that with human babies.
Yeah, just drop them off. Trophy children.
Rise from your grave.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. Stigma shows up in a lot of different places. I know I had to explain to my handyman about the devil imagery in my home. I had to explain that in our home, El Diablo es bueno. And he reluctantly agreed. I think largely just because he was in my home and he was scared. But over time, he began to see, the devil can be my amigo. See, even in 2026, stigma can get in the way of a lot of things, right? My handyman almost didn't put up my floating media cabinet, right? You got to get support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking the first step yourself because you're busy, worried what others will think, or telling yourself you should handle it alone. No, you need a team. Get therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform. Give me a space to slow down and talk through what's building before it feels unmanageable. So let's take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of ethics and are fully qualified. So don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/lastpod. That's betterhelp.com/lastpod.
Hey there, everybody. Is your cell phone bill too much money? Are you getting that bill and you're like, hey, what is this? I can't believe for what? For 5G? Are you crazy right now? $100? I don't even barely got any bars when I'm just sitting in my living room, okay? You don't have to deal with that anymore. Are you ready for this? $15 a month. That's right, $15 a month on Mint Mobile. Yeah, baby. Get their wireless plan because they're just sitting there on the T-Mobile 5G network and it's just $15. Your whole life, you're just paying all this money every month. You're like, why? Where's it going? It's going to these phone companies that are robbing you. So go to Mint Mobile. Let them help you talk to your mom. So get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when the network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabytes hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
Well, speaking of catch and release, we were debating, is this Top Hat or is this Side Story as well? It made the Side Stories cut. Oklahoma Representative Justin Humphrey, nothing's going on.
Nothing is going on.
Nothing is going on.
I certainly don't think that there's anything that would require like a whole bunch of the attention of the entire government.
No.
Like there's no
rollout
rollout that needs to be administered. No.
I just saw a small business owner throwing money out the door, being like, I can't take it anymore. Get this money away from me. Yes. I have too much money.
Because the big thing is what's really nice about this time period is how much money is being invested in plywood boards to shutter up everyone's businesses.
Well, apparently, Representative Justin Humphrey, this dude, he's out of Oklahoma. He knows what really is going on and what's really bothering the American people. So he has proposed a Sasquatch hunting season.
Now,
yes, you heard that correct.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to step on toes, and I certainly don't want to be insensitive to any real things that are happening in our society, but I look like a Sasquatch.
Well,
and if I'm in the freaking woods and somebody shoots me and they get off because it just so happened that I went camping during Bigfoot hunting season, and then you know what they're going to say to me? Why were you out in the woods during Bigfoot hunting?
What were you wearing?
I'm a person. What was I wearing? I was wearing my camo because it's the woods.
You blended in too much, and that's the thing. You look too much. You look too sneaky. I'm not going to be one of the people.
This is the stand your ground legislation for cryptids.
So first of all,
anti-cryptid.
Number one, this program, highly needed, is because his district includes the heavily forested Kiamichi Mountains, where a Bigfoot festival is held. So they have a trend.
So they're gonna bring a bunch of freaking flags with the blue line coming to attack these people who just want to go have fun with celebrating the Bigfoot.
You can get a Bigfoot license, and but it only allows trapping and releasing of a Bigfoot. The whole point is to establish proof of Bigfoot. They give you a whopping $25,000 if you can get it. Now, Kissel, I'm not going to be one of the people that are like,
wow.
You're
looking at
Kiss is a big fucking monkey.
Yeah, I see what you're doing there.
But the thing about
way
the
that
trap
you
and release,
smiled while you were doing that was actually quite indicative to how you personally feel.
Well, I think the worst thing that can happen to you, and I can maybe see it happen, you're maybe hammered. Maybe we finally get to do live shows again. Once this really brings the industry back to Oklahoma, we can go back to do live shows again. And then maybe, yes, you get drunk and you do happen to be pantsless and just kind of wander your way into a woods and you do get trapped. The worst thing that could happen to you is that I bet you might have a couple of randy hunters being like, this one looks like he's got the mange because you got some bald patches right where your face is and stuff, and they're like, we better get some of its seed.
That's the scene from Deliverance. I get God knows what happens to me then.
No, they may not have sex with you. You might. I don't
think they will have sex with me because it'll be a forced insertion, which I will not say is sex for me.
They might just try to get your cum. So when I say to you, honestly, Kissel, it's just roll over, show the belly, and get it done as fast as possible.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I think you're their guy on the inside, and I have now just lowered my trust level of you down to 68%. It's a drop of 30%. You're at a 98%, but now, because you always got to give people 2% just in case they commit a crime that's so heinous where you can still be like, I never trusted him.
I never trusted him once.
So this is according to the legislation written by this total and complete jackass. Although I do think it's kind of fun.
He's saying it's going to promote tourism.
No, I understand.
Sure.
So that is fun until, of course, again, someone who looks like me gets shot. He says establishing an actual hunting season and issuing licenses for people who want to hunt Bigfoot will just draw more people to our already beautiful part of the state. But
That's very
why
sweet.
can't you just do, what does it say about human nature? Why can't it be a Bigfoot picture license where you can take a photo
we've been
of it?
trying to do that, and everybody, he won't stand in place. He keeps hiding. But there was a story.
Apparently it was found, but there was a creature that was spotted 2,000 miles away in Washington State that many people believe was a Bigfoot. However, there is some controversy here because Micah Holmes, he works for the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation, and he says the agency actually doesn't recognize Bigfoot as something that exists.
Fuck you. Fuck that. I actually was watching a video the other day about this so-called...
Although I will say, this guy's a Republican. The Democrats could use a few crazies out there, too.
We really could.
Have fun with it.
But there was a YouTube channel I was watching that had a really interesting video that showed... I just don't know what to do. It's the same thing with all cryptids, where there is a guy named B.C. Garrett that is a Bigfoot hunter that he found this footage from his hunting cams that he says is undeniable proof that Bigfoot can go transparent and can cloak himself using predator-like technology.
Okay.
And so he shows these videos of what it can only describe as, I'm gonna say it looks like someone farted in the winter, where it's just this like floof. It's a cloud that goes past. You can kind of see the ripples, and he's like, that's Bigfoot. And then the guy that's running the YouTube video is like, you can obviously see the outline of the Bigfoot is here. And
Do they do the circle?
They just do a circle.
If they do the circle,
it's just the same thing as our live show bit, where I was like, no, you made a Bigfoot shape.
But
There is no Bigfoot shape there.
No,
now, yes,
now
I
there
can
is.
see it. Well, because now I'm forced to see it because you drew a Bigfoot shape where there was no shape.
See?
You know what? I should
however-
I should be the first one because I'm the first one to say you got to fake it till you make it.
But-
I know that. Yes, you are correct. Technically, then it is a Bigfoot shape.
In Oklahoma, with this legislation, one of my concerns, if a Bigfoot can cloak themselves, if they can make themselves invisible, aren't people just going to be shooting more bullets into the atmosphere, into the world?
We already
I always
paid
say
for all of
less
these bullets
flying around. Like, I just don't need to have so many bullets flying around because I didn't sign up to go to the military, and I don't want to invade another country.
I've been saying this: net guns,
unless they have
silly string
unless
guns.
they have a lot of cheese.
There needs to be net guns, real
They
net
have net guns.
But more people should have them.
I think that would be wonderful if you net a Sasquatch. That's
dope.
awesome.
And also, I went back looking at crossbows again, and then Nat saw me, and she got scared. Like she went and she was just like, "Are you shopping for crossbows?" And I was like, "Oh, it's for fun." I have to go to a crossbow institute, is what she said. I have to go train.
Well, that is actually
she's like,
because
she
you want to
said
know how to use it. Yeah, of course.
because I don't know how to use it.
I wouldn't know frickin' clue how to use a crossbow. I know it's easier than a bow and arrow.
I'm so excited though. I'm so close.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't you go? Of course. Well, with all these, we have so many frickin' guns. As far as I'm concerned, everyone should take a year of gun safety and crossbow safety
And give
in order
every
to
kid
use
a
these
gun.
things.
Give every kid a gun.
As long as they have feet. That is a callback to a joke on another show.
Good work. Last podcast on the left. That's the other show. That's actually
Yeah,
very
that's
good.
right.
Live from your grave.
Is there anything better than a summer evening outdoors? Enjoy your space to the fullest with new greenery from Fast Growing Trees. I love a big, thick bush. Fast Growing Trees is America's largest, most trusted online nursery, and they can send me a big, thick bush any time of the day. It arrives at work. It arrives at my car. I can pinpoint on a Google map where it is. Send me a big, thick, brown bush. And they send it immediately when they have it. Because sometimes the shaver comes to town. I remember one time I ordered a cherry wood tree from Fast Growing Trees. And my God, I couldn't cut it down, no matter what my father told me to do. I had to lie to him about it. And next thing you know, I became the first president of the United States of America. And even you can become the first president of the United States of America with Fast Growing Trees. Right now, get up to half off select summer planting essentials, plus get an additional 20% off your first purchase with code LEFT at checkout. That's an additional 20% off at fastgrowingtrees.com with code LEFT at checkout. Offer is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, I know what you're thinking. I like to go banking, but I don't want to give to these big old banks all the time that cater to the 1%. Well, go ahead and get yourself hooked up with Chime. It's banking built for you, not just those rich jerks. And they got thousands of fee-free ATMs because why pay to get your own money? Chime is working for you, man. You get your Chime card, you're going to get travel perks, you're going to get into airport lounges, you're going to get those chicken thighs. You know, every time I go to an airport lounge, I get chicken thighs. And you know what I say whenever I see a plate of chicken thighs? Give me more. Chime's going to get you those chicken thighs in these lounges, all right? Sure, they could serve other types of meat, but why would you when chicken thighs are so delicious? Chime is not just smarter banking, it's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. Head to chime.com/left. That's chime.com/left. It only takes a few minutes to sign up. Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services for Chime Card provided by Chime's bank partners. Optional products and services may have fees or charges. Stated cashback for Chime Prime only. No minimum balance required. For more information on travel perks, go to chime.com/disclosures.
It's obvious we love true crime, but it does make us feel a little paranoid about what's out there, as it should. And that's why it's so important to get a home security system that gives you peace of mind. With SimpliSafe, you can stop crimes before they even start using their AI-powered cameras to identify threats on your property and alert US-based live agents to take action. Like arriving in a helicopter in the night, coming down from the helicopter, zipping down and breaking through the windows with their big axes, and going through the house, ripping through the walls, finding the criminals. It's easy to do. SimpliSafe has been a game changer for us. And the best part, there's no long-term contract. We've used it since the very early days of SimpliSafe here at LPN, and it keeps us safe, doesn't it? It keeps all of our thoughts inside the building. Then there's the ones we let out because they have to go out because that's a part of it. But SimpliSafe keeps the other thoughts safe. And for that, we say thank you, SimpliSafe. And we want you to experience the same peace of mind as we, which is why we've partnered with SimpliSafe to offer an exclusive discount to all of our listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplisafe.com/LPOTL. That's half off at simplisafe.com/LPOTL. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
All right, well, let's talk. We're talking politicians. Let's talk politician-adjacent lawyers. I actually feel like this story, I'm on the side of the lawyer. So a Nashville lawyer has been suspended after posting advice online of how to make a murder look like self-defense. But is this not the job of a defense attorney?
They're not supposed to. The defense attorney's whole position is that they're supposed to work with people who they either believe to be innocent or believe need a fair trial versus, I guess, covering up a murder. But I don't know, because honestly, it just seems like really great advice.
The road to hell, isn't it? It's paved with good intentions. And sometimes those intentions could be good, even if that intention is murder, because a Facebook post, 2017, how all good things stem from Facebook posts from 2017.
Always.
Apparently, there was a woman seeking advice on how to handle an abusive ex-partner. So attorney Winston B. Sitton, which is
Winston B. Sitton.
He's a great lawyer name.
Big hat.
Big
belt buckle.
Absolutely. He will get you more prison time than the prosecutor even wanted you to have.
Because he wants everybody to know that he is the best at what he does.
Absolutely. And how do you keep defensive business?
I got the most jail time.
You got the most. That's the most. And as if you're a defense attorney, you want to make sure that those people constantly need you.
Yep.
Which means they constantly have to be in legal trouble. So this is the woman's like, I'm getting beat up by my ex-partner. I don't know what to do. So Sitton encouraged her to, quote, lure the man into a home and shoot him. Mm-hmm. Now, according to an opinion filed by the state's high court, I guess that's not a good idea for a lawyer to be doing.
Well, he said,
So
he said he later posted, he said, so his words were, even with the new stand your ground law, the castle doctrine is a far safer basis for use of deadly force. And then he later.
So he's just right.
He is correct. But then he later posted that if the woman should delete her post if she was serious. Now, as a lawyer, I advise you to keep mum about this if you are remotely serious. Your defense is that you are afraid for your life, revenge, or premeditation of any sort will be used against you at trial.
Well, maybe it wasn't the best idea to write all of this on a public
That's
social
the thing.
platform.
I feel like if it was just an email, maybe he could have gotten away with it, but he did just put it on openly on Facebook.
And now that I'm looking again, this woman may have been the crazy ex after all, because
she did try to kill. Was going to try to kill the man because then she did delete the post.
Yeah, and the ex apparently saw the comments, and then he handed over the screenshots to the Shelby County District Attorney, Amy Wyrick, and apparently they were like, yeah, that's not good that they did that, so the board recommended that Sitton's license be suspended, but only for 60 days.
That's it.
So he did, so it's a little slap, because that's all he needs. He was just trying to help someone get away with murder, which if you're a defense attorney, it's like, it's not your job. He's doing too much pre-pro.
But it's also
he's guilty of doing too much pre-production.
Also, we all need our secrets, don't we? And so, do we tell you all the magic that goes behind the scenes
we do,
of
actually.
making Last Podcast on the Left? Do we let you know all the tips and tricks of the trade? No, we don't, because we have to keep some for ourselves.
What have we kept for ourselves?
All of when you and I blow each other, when we do the 69 each time before we start. We told because I left sunglasses at your house last night, two fucking days ago.
I showed up at the studio today with Henry's sunglasses and Travis Morningstar, our great producer. He was like, "Ooh, did Henry spend the night?" And I was like, "No, he left at 3:00 in the morning."
Secrets. But he should have kept some secrets for his own pocket.
Well.
That's the thing that you shouldn't tell somebody how to get away with murder until they're paying you.
I agree. That was his biggest mistake.
That's his biggest mistake.
As a lawyer, I agree. All right. Well, one more quick tale here from Arkansas. Let's talk about this woman that was found, right? This Talina Galloway. She was found in a freezer in Arkansas. And believe it or not, her roommate...
Looking for ice cream?
No, she was the ice cream. Unfortunately, so the sheriff there in Arkansas is like, yeah, the roommate did it. She's 53 years old, and I'm looking at pictures of her. She seemed like really sweet and like totally normal. She's just a normal girl just a normal 53-year-old gal.
So what happened to her?
Well, Talina allegedly posted on Facebook earlier that month stating she believed she had COVID-19, but she would not go to the hospital. Her friends and family told Dateline's Missing in America in May that Facebook post was out of character and that they did not believe Talina would just walk away without contacting them.
It makes
so
sense.
Apparently that was the roommate that was like, I've got COVID.
Don't come any near me. Wow, man. More and more of these like COVID cover-up murders.
Really interesting.
Same thing happened with a family annihilator I forget where it was, just recently. A guy's wife.
Honestly, there's so many of them during COVID.
It's just because it left the same thing saying, whole family got COVID. Sorry everybody if we're not getting back to calls and stuff, and then he killed everybody.
Absolutely. So the authorities have been searching for Talina since April 17th of 2020. Her roommate Corey Bomelli reported her missing from their Oklahoma home. She could have wrapped this up into the Sasquatch controversy and been
Definitely.
like, Sasquatch took her. That's why we need the hunting season.
We've read all of those books that talk about how many times Bigfoot will see a woman washing herself in a stream and just start railing on her.
That was your reading of creepypastas that you chose that I had nothing to do with. Marcus actually had nothing to do with. No one wanted it to happen.
But someone wrote it. And it was there to be read.
So because of this is going back. So this woman has been, again, just to really hammer this home, April 17th, 2020, this woman went missing.
Yes.
She has been in the freezer damn near a year now.
Yes.
And because of the COVID excuse, her family was like, okay, we better be careful. The freezer was discovered by a witness. They reported seeing a truck and white cargo trailer last summer on June 8th, 2020, driving into a secluded area. Apparently, that was where this body was left. The witness was suspicious of the activity, caught up to the vehicle, observed no one was around, but smelled a foul odor coming from the trailer. And she also saw a foul-smelling liquid pooled on the floor of the trailer, which I guess is a human define. She obtained the tag information and contacted the Polk County Police. And on January 14th, 2021, the same witness was walking in the woods. She came across the same freezer. The lid was taped shut. She stated about the foul smell again. Sheriff Elliott said it was important to note that the tag number checked out, so it did check out upon examination, because I guess there's just that many fucking freezers in Oklahoma.
I guess so.
with
filled
duct
with
tape
foul.
over.
Honestly, I feel like it's a hunting thing too, right? Wouldn't you have like a meat freezer outside? I feel like that's
In your
very common.
house?
But you'd have it
Not
maybe
in the middle of-
outside, and
I
it could
just
be
feel like
filled
the-
with rotten like deer meat if you didn't plug it in correctly or didn't pay your power bill.
I'm going to say this to the sheriff. At this point, I think you're making this woman who just found a potential corpse do too much work to
It's
be
a
like,
lot of
what's the
legwork.
serial number?
It's
like,
a lot of
you could
work.
get Biff over here
Yeah.
to find the effing serial number.
Send Deputy Bigby
Get over
there,
here.
and he'd be like, "Well, it does seem like it is awful full of person, isn't it?"
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't that nice?
a lot more
gonna
than
go.
normal.
I'm a normal person. I'm going to go be traumatized over here. You do your job.
Hell yeah!
Thank you.
Now, Corey Bumley, has she been caught yet?
She has been caught. There is a mugshot of her. It's just a middle-aged, white-looking lady. She's got short hair.
I love a lady that looks like Phil Spector.
She looks like Phil Spector. She's scary. Honestly, both of
Also,
these
he's
women.
dead. That kind of came and went.
Did he die?
Phil Spector just died.
God must have needed
Needed an angel.
someone to get Michael Jackson in line. God is like, what producer do I have to kill up here to get Michael Jackson working? All right. So these are two middle-aged, just white ladies. They look totally, I guess, #normal or whatever.
I
Air
wonder
quotes
what
normal.
down in there.
No freaking idea. So
Probably
upon
erased her TiVo.
if you erase Worst Cooks in America, for example.
Well, now that's what Food Network did. We're not allowed to even watch that season anymore. They pulled it all.
They
all
got the
digital.
whole thing off?
They pulled it all off.
They Benoit it. Chris Benoit. Mm-hmm. You know, we know that it still happened.
Oh yeah, I'll still watch clips. There's clips on YouTube. I'm watching them now out of pure just demonic curiosity.
It is weird. It changes it, doesn't it?
It does. It's kind of fun.
Upon examination of the freezers, yes, the authorities, they did discover human remains. And on Thursday of this past week, Wagner County District Attorney Jack Thorpe, he got that arrest warrant. And my God, did he execute it. So apparently she was out on bond and located living in Wisconsin.
Wow.
The good land of
The
Wisco.
land of nasty roommates. That's
Absolutely.
very sad.
Sheriff Elliott says our hearts go out to the family of Talina Galloway.
I wonder what went on inside of that house.
Nothing good.
Yep.
Yep. And apparently Nicole Belafonte Carr told Dateline she felt in her heart that her good friend Talina was gone.
That's so sad.
And,
that's so
she
sad,
says-
man. You got to be careful with these roommates, man.
She says, I knew we would get frustrated, but today is the day justice won.
It's just unfortunate. You really need to fill out an application to be somebody's roommate.
It's
you really got
also-
to figure out how to communicate.
It's really hard to have a roommate after a certain age.
I mean,
And
you just
if
have
you-
to. You got
many-
Postmates the other night. It was like a 75-year-old woman. I had to go help get all the shit out of the car for her.
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
I don't fully know why people. Well, in New York, you're going to have a roommate until you're 100.
That's the idea. But they're fun, sexy roommates, and you tell them all your tales of what
That's
it's like to
your
be
wife.
single in the city.
It's a wife or a husband.
No. You go out there. If you're in New York, you got you're drinking Cosmos. You got your strappy shoes. Everybody's at those big loft spaces.
Oh my God, Henry, you're a Sex in the City New Yorker. You have to remember what the Girls, the TV show. That
She came for money in that show. She just wrote her life. They were all just the most well-off children.
I know that, but I'm saying what they portrayed was working class, struggling artists. But yes,
They
of
couldn't
course,
even do that correctly.
No, it was a horrible show. But what I'm saying is that was a different version of New York. I am a Sex in the City New York guy. Because I used to watch Sex in the City with my brother, and I was always like, yeah, I'm going to go have that Cosmo lifestyle. I never wanted the crappy, dumpy lifestyle that, yes, I have.
The real New York lifestyle is you're a fat UPS delivery man. You got a hot as fuck Italian wife. Your mother lives across the street. You got fucking Jerry Stiller's living in your basement.
No!
That's the real New York lifestyle. King of Queens.
King of Queens, and nothing wrong with
Oh,
that.
so speaking of King of New York, he's not, it means it's a terrible segue. Robert Bigelow wants to give somebody, not even $1 million, close to $1 million to prove that there is life after death.
How close? How close?
I don't know.
Because is a dollar is close to $1 million if you really stretch it out.
This is what it is. According to his website, bigelowinstitute.org, it's an essay.
Also, okay, so I'm looking at
best evidence for afterlife. Winning essay gets $500,000.
There is a profile on the, I guess, what do you call this? The main font of the website that has a woman's profile, but I don't think a lot of women are going to the website.
That's right there, Leslie Keane. Jessica Utz. But Robert, the only thing I don't want to talk about this at length because we've talked about Robert Bigelow quite a bit. He is the enigmatic billionaire that starts budgeting suites.
He's a billionaire and he can give almost $1 million away.
I just feel like the answer, if there is life after death, is worth more than that. I think it might be worth more than that amount of money. And I also feel like a lot of people are searching for it already as well. I don't know if they need the extra oomph, but it is fun to have a sci-fi billionaire out there, like having like a real, like from fiction. Robert Bigelow is like a guy who is just like a cloaked and mystery billionaire who's just trying to find out if there's ghosts and aliens.
An urn every 5 p.m. on the dot, it farts.
I love it.
And it creates the odor that person used to emit.
Fake it till you make it again. Yeah, it might
isn't
not
be. Isn't that kind of real, though? Isn't that person sort of alive?
In a way, it's like you're keeping their memory alive.
Exactly.
So yes, and then in memory, you could say if every digital memory you have inside of your brain can be somehow technically be like a 3D space in which like continually to exist, then yes, they do continue to exist.
You know what? I actually agree. All right, well, I think it's time for Hero of the Week.
Yeah.
Hero of the Week. Speaking of people who drive, some of the greatest people out there drive.
Some people do drive, yeah.
I love driving.
Do you just say that some of the world's greatest people drive?
Some of them, they do. Some of them don't they? That's called wide swipes because someone's driving their car right now and they say, Oh, I'm driving.
I'm driving.
And this goes out to anyone right now I'm going to go with
choose a car.
Toyota Tacoma. You're out there. Maybe you're listening to...
Okay, listen.
Maybe you're listening to Outshined by Soundgarden right now, about to take a left.
If you are in a Toyota, if you can prove that you're in a Toyota Tacoma, you're listening to
Outshined by Soundgarden.
Outshined by Soundgarden, you're about to take a left, and if you can take a picture of it right now, like I mean it, if you can take a picture of it right now, we will send you a free t-shirt.
Wow!
That is just true. Now, that's work for Travis, I'm sorry, but we will send you a free t-shirt. Show us Side Stories LPOTL, but I got to see the pictures of the car, the make of the car, and I gotta see a picture of you with the newspaper.
Sounds like you're trying to steal their identity, but you know what? I'll take that work off of Travis's plate. Puffin will do it. Puffin will send you that t-shirt. I'll get that kid working.
He won't, though. That's lip service. He doesn't work.
Well, he got a cuddles. All right. Hero of the Week. Amazon driver reunites baby with mom after the baby was stolen in a carjacking in Houston. So thank you so much to Juan Carlos Flores.
Is it weird to say that? Isn't it the luckiest day in a family's life when the baby just gets maybe taken?
No, this is your theory because you don't want a baby. But imagine if you did and then it was ripped away from you. I think what you've just talked about is one of the worst traumas a human can actually suffer. And you just said, isn't that everyone's dream?
6 of one, half a dozen of another. It's amazing. Different strokes for different folks. I could say so many different things.
You can cliche it up all you want. Juan Carlos Flores, he was working at Amazon since the start of this freaking pandemic, and he's just driving, and apparently he's in the Sunnyside neighborhood. He stumbled upon by the way, which is a horrible thing to do when it comes to...
stumble upon a kettlebell left outside.
That's great. Or like stumble upon, oh my God, the bars are allowed to open outside.
Yep.
Which I did, by the way, the Thirsty Merchant. I drove by it because they lifted the you can't drink outside rule here in California. And a Budweiser truck was pulling in.
You could just feel the blood
I'm
come
like,
back.
dry January is about to get into a wet February. Although I do need to keep my waist down, and my goodness gracious, I'm happy to fit in jeans again.
That's why you should get into heroin. Because it's never been stopped due to COVID here.
I think I'm too depressed. I'm
Yeah,
too
it's bad. It's
depressed.
bad.
I'm not a depressive, but
You
I
won't like it. I don't
don't
think
need
you'd
it.
like it.
I don't need it. I'm not depressed. I'm very happy. All right. So apparently, this man. Shut up. Now shut up. He stumbled upon a 5-month-old baby. I'm talking about heroes here. This man stumbled upon a 5-month-old baby who was abandoned on the side of the road in an apparent carjacking. If you are a carjacker, can't you look in the freaking backseat?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you
how
should
do you
technically.
steal a baby? I've never understood this.
Because they're quiet until they're crying.
Yeah. So the guy says, again, we're talking about Juan Carlos Flores. He says, when I went close to the baby, I wanted to cry because I was like, it's impossible the baby can be here on the side of the street alone. Security footage from the neighborhood shows just a bunch of cars driving by. I'm going to assume they didn't see the baby. The child's terrified mom called the police, being like, my iPhone was in the car so they can track the car. And this is according to neighbor Mirna Garcia. She told ABC News somebody was definitely watching over that baby. Being a mom, I could only imagine what the mom was going through. And so you know this. That's why this guy was a hero, because multiple cars passed by. They're like, yeah, kid is alone. I guess they're driving young these days. And this guy was like, no, you know what? I don't think that's appropriate. He told ABC News, I asked them if the baby belongs to them. What, are you kidding me? That's what they said. The police came, like 5 to 10 cars of police, with the mom crying, and they told me that baby was stolen with the car. So good job.
Very
and,
nice.
Flores, who called the rescue the best thing that's ever happened to me in my job, because he's a savior of a baby, and he didn't. I can imagine if you're an Amazon delivery driver and you just give packages to people who don't really need them for a living. This would be nice.
It would
to
be
actually
nice.
save a baby's life.
It would be. That's so cool. Well, good work.
Speaking of which, we're going to start seeing Amazon Annihilator soon because they're underpaid, they're stressed out.
I don't know what's going to happen.
It's going to be like someone's
need
just
a
going to
union.
start delivering like bombs.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I do think that they need a union.
They need some rights.
There's supposed to be some kind of vote, right?
Well, as soon as they do, then it'll be like, oh, hope you like your new sidekick TikTok, the robot boy 8000 that's about to take your job.
Come to replace you. You're supposed to reprogram these to stop saying that. We'll see. I hope. Because I'm a union man.
If you're going to, honestly, you want to turn around what's going on with the robots, we're already seeing it. Tom Cruise, your favorite all of a sudden, which
He's not my favorite.
You talk about him with glee, and you were impressed with him.
I am impressed by him.
Yeah, I am not. He's still just a short man overcompensating.
He's very strong.
Has robots yelling at people on his sites, on his.
Oh yeah, dude, it's intense. It's intense.
You know
I'm not saying I want to just be a fly on the wall at his where. I want to hear what his calls are like when he's just fucking that flounder behind the fucking porta potty at a Publix. It's incredible.
We don't know if he fucks fish.
He absolutely does. It keeps coming up.
I don't know. Okay,
here we go. As a good Canadian millennial, listener emails.
Listener emails. All right.
As a good Canadian millennial, I have never heard of Rock Terrio before your fascinating but terrifying series on him. Of course, during Zoom calls over the holidays, I brought it up. And to my utter shock and delight, I discovered not only did my family know of him, but my godmother met him. Working as an ER nurse in Newmarket, Ontario in the 80s, she encountered him and his entourage at 3 o'clock in the morning during a night shift. Newmarket was a bedroom town at the time, pretty much for people commuting into Toronto, and the ER was not the busiest place in the world on a Friday night, so the arrival of Moises was particularly memorable. Waltzing in with 2 babies in his arms, my godmother vividly remembers that he was decked out in a matching mustard plaid vest and pants ensemble and was followed by 2 quiet women dressed like Mennonites. He wanted the 2 babies checked by a doctor. My godmother asked if they were sick, and he said no, he just wanted to check up. At 3 a.m. Leading him and the babies into an examination room, my godmother noticed that one baby was much bigger than the other and asked Terrio about them. Different mothers, he answered, grinning as he watched my godmother's realization and embarrassment. She thought they were twins. The babies were completely healthy, but she didn't mention that their diapers were made of homespun cloth. While she was looking at the babies, the other ER staff was talking to the women and asking one of them about her noticeable limp. Convincing the Anthill kid to take an x-ray, the ER staff discovered that her leg had been long healed. Soon the whole story was explained. She had broken it, God knows how, and ended up in traction at the hospital. Terrio, knowing better than the doctors, said he could do a better job at healing it and check the woman out of the hospital. The tendons in her leg healed shortened, ergo the limp. That was pretty much the whole odd encounter. In hindsight, it's obvious that Terrio wanted a doctor's exam of the babies to keep child services at bay. However, it was crazy to listen to my godmother describe Terrio's magnetism. She said it was unforgettable. She described him as a big guy, not fat, but barrel-chested. Definitely not attractive to her, but his eyes were truly remarkable, and he had tangible charisma. She also mentioned that he didn't give off any creepy vibes, just a smiley, affable dude.
Wow.
Fucked up.
Man, that story, from that real life human perspective, extremely interesting. Thank you so much for that email. That was one of the better ones because, I mean, they're all great, but that was, to have that experience, holy hell. So wow. Yeah. I mean, of course, he's just like, I can heal that better than you, doctor.
He always was. He was very, he was lovely. He was.
It sounds like actually a cool outfit, to be honest.
The other story you guys might want to, if you guys research the Watchers from the same place, Westfield, New Jersey, where John List took place, it's a fascinating long form article. I forget who wrote it. If you look up The Watcher, it is about that same New Jersey town that John List was from. There was a family, a mansion. They bought this mansion and then they were harassed by anonymous letters for years. And it's a whole very interesting. I wanted to cover it on Side Stories like for a while, but it's very, very involved. It might actually be a relaxed fit story at some point, but you should read about that. It's very, very interesting.
Also, one of the things that I wanted to bring up just really quickly that I believe is true is that apparently in John List's mansion they had a
Tiffany lamp. I don't know if that's rumor or not. I have to look that up. I have to look up
because
if that's true.
I got that from multiple people. But if that is true, if he had $150K
there's apparently
staring at him in a lamp, that's another weird level.
So fucked up because apparently the story is that there was a Tiffany lamp built inside of the mansion that they had purchased that was
it would have saved everything.
It would have saved everything. It was estimated to be worth $150,000. But I want to look at this.
In like the 1970s, so $500,000.
Yeah, I got to look that up.
Wouldn't that be incredible if you're staring at it the whole time? It's like a Twilight Zone episode.
When I was broke, I was always like wondering, number one, being like, will I find an artifact somewhere in my parents' garage, or will a distant relative please just die and give me money?
And then you just thumb through, and your dad is like looking at all
just
the
5
Batman
copies
killed
of
Spider-Man.
It's literally just Superman's dead.
Yes, Superman's dead.
5 copies of it. He's like, you can sell these. And I was be like, no, I can't.
You're a cop from Queens. You got 5 of them. These are not collectors.
I got 5, so we made sure we'd sell them. We make sure we could really make a market out of them. All right, here we go. Here's this story. I live in a Victorian home built in the mid to late 1800s, which I fell in love with as soon as I saw it on Craigslist rental ads several years ago. Unlike almost every other place I have lived, nothing strange has ever happened in this house, nor have I ever had the slightest creepy feeling here. I've always been disappointed by this. When I was on my back porch getting ready to hit my GB, but had not yet, I felt some softball size brush up against the right side of the small of my back, and I felt my sweatshirt move. Ooh. I reached behind me, felt nothing. I turn around. I was at least 8 inches away from anything else on my porch that could have touched me from that side. I brushed it off as one of those weird phantom skin sensations that happen sometimes, like how we're addicted to the stupid phones, right?
I get it.
So I got high. I went to the kitchen, closed the inside door, started talking to my sister's cat, who I'm taking care of at the moment. We both turned our heads, the cat and I, when we heard the swishing sound of the bag of plastic bags. You know how that shit is.
I have
that
one.
hangs on the inside of the back door. I do as well.
That eventually you just throw away.
Yes, because you're just like, what am I going to do? I'm not going anywhere with this. Why do I have this? I told myself that the bags might have gotten stuck against something when the door closed and then pulled free after I stepped away, and that's why I started swinging a full 20 seconds after I had already closed the door. Remembering all the crazy shit that happened when I shared a house with my sister's family for a couple of years, I sent my sister a text telling her what happened, and said, well, maybe something happens when we spend a lot of time together. They've recently returned to New Jersey after living in North Carolina for years and are looking for a place up there, which is why I'm taking care of the cat. So then I asked her if she knew that poltergeist activity is often associated with young girls having their menarche, right?
Oh, menarche.
It's menarche now. Apparently that's the real world saying.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Because you thought maybe because my
gift
daughter
that keeps on giving.
Oh, blood. 10.5.
Remember that we actually have one of our better pieces of art was written in menstrual blood.
Yeah, it's still in Marcus's home.
Yeah, it's haunted us ever since.
But I thought maybe it had to do because my daughter is 10 and a half years old. Make it happen anytime now. And then I exclaimed in
Wait
text.
a second. I mean, yes, I guess. Okay, never mind. He's a father. I have to be appropriate.
This whole story. Her cat is also going through puberty. So maybe they thought it was, can there be a cat poltergeist? And then I open and close my back door and watch the bag of plastic bags become wedged in the corner for a few moments. So it all got dispelled.
So I learned the horrific thing is he has a daughter that's about to hit puberty and a cat that hit puberty. And
It's the
that's
worst part of
scary
that
to me.
story.
That's scarier
is that
than
I
everything.
said the word monarch.
Yeah, Menarche, yeah. All right, cool.
And here's this last really quick story. I'll read this next one. This last little quick story that I thought was really funny. This comes from the most recent episode that mentioned Richard Dreyfuss. He once attended a National History Day my sister was a finalist in, and he provided such an expletive-laden rant about education that many of the parents and their families left. Thankfully, not mine. The man called himself a born-again Jew. He said it was like cocaine was served next to the white fish at his synagogue's Kaddish.
You know what? That's a hell of a Dreyfuss story. He still saved us from that big mother trucking fish.
He really did. He tried. He tried
There
to
you
save that
go.
time.
Well, what's wrong with a good profanity-laced...
I will tell you something else that I know about history. I'll tell you what 7 million. That's the number.
Oh, my. All right, everyone. Well, thank you all so much for listening. We got some cool news.
Live every day. Live every day.
That's the cool news, is to
but
live every day.
Live every day outside of the refrigerator.
Please.
Try not to end up inside of a refrigerator.
You know I'm watching segments of 1,000-Pound Sisters because I can't watch the whole show at once. But speaking of
it
farts,
gives me panic attacks.
It really does stress me out. But they're in that fridge a lot.
They really are. But they are vacationing in that fridge.
Well,
they don't
did-
become a permanent resident of the fridge.
They were doing diet night and they ate cheese. They ate eggplant parmesan with the most amount of cheese I've ever seen in an eggplant parmesan. But that was their diet night.
But then what I found out is because I remember also thinking the same when I was at my bigger size, being like, it's vegetables. It actually finds out the eggplants actually absorb more oil than even meat does.
Oh, so it's worse
actually
for you.
It's almost worse. It's almost worse.
Great.
And you're gonna laugh just thinking about how you're gonna have a healthy vegetarian eggplant parmesan meal later today. Yum yum yum. I'm a vegetarian. I just like it. And you gotta live, you gotta laugh, and you gotta love the fact that you're gonna be able to go to Oklahoma. You're gonna be able to put a big, fat, 6'7" man in a cage.
I ain't going to Oklahoma.
You're gonna be able to take that man. You're gonna be able to put him in his cage legally for tourism.
It literally is a statement to me and my people, my ilk. We do not go to Oklahoma.
Honestly, it sounds like they're making Oklahoma a incredible place for the small.
For the small.
For us, except I like
Well,
a
then,
tall
you know
woman,
what?
so that makes me sad.
I'm moving to Montana, and we're going to start doing gnome hunting season.
But maybe they'll keep you, Kissel, and keep you in a cage, and they start breeding you.
I think if I can somehow pivot gnome to equal Polish, then we have Polish hunting season, and then we can really start to get something going.
It's
God
gnome
knows,
season. It's Bigfoot season. It's gnome season. It's Bigfoot season.
with some of the legislation going on in Montana, we'll talk about that on top. And apparently, there's a lot of questionable things happening there.
The problem, though, is if you say leprechaun hunting season, that becomes racist against the Irish.
And they've had enough to deal with, haven't they?
Yeah, those bog people. We've
All right.
Learn to make spaghetti, Irish.
Thank you all so much for listening. Should we talk about anything? We got some THC stuff.
We're waiting on because we're being casual with the release date on the weed.
Yeah.
It just takes a while.
Well, it's
This
like
is weed industry, so it's slow.
if you would think like the industry,
It's coming.
If you do cocaine, everything happens real fast.
Too fast.
Too fast. Weed, everything happens whenever,
Just when it's ready.
like Gandalf.
You're gonna get it when it's ready. It's
Like-
gonna come out like Gandalf.
And apparently it is. Well, not apparently. We've all tried it, but it's really good. You guys are gonna love it.
Very strong. You're really going to like it. Lastpodcastmerch.com. Check out all your merch needs. Put clothes on your body. I also would say check out all of our streams. We got Last Stream on the Left is now going to be same bat channel, same bat time, same as it used to be. Last Stream on the Left, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be live on our Patreon, and then it's going to be moved to our YouTube.
So for those that give to our Patreon, any tier, you can watch the stream live, you can participate in the chat, you can see Henry's nipples before we have to censor them.
We don't have to censor them
Which we will
anymore.
have to do when we go to YouTube
We won't.
for free.
You can show nipples.
I know, I'm just making a bit. I know just because we got kicked off, we're not going to get kicked off. We're not getting kicked off of YouTube.
We don't know what's going to happen with YouTube.
But anyway, it will be free, 48 hours after we do it
Something
live.
like that. Yeah, it's going to be up there pretty much immediately. As soon as we're done with the stream, then you can check out that fucking bullshit. But then we also, but Twitch is staying strong as hell. Because we're going to have, I don't know where the hell, Kissel's show's going to be coming soon. But my show Saturdays, 2:30 PST. Show in Civ 6. We've already got a great chat community going.
Love it.
Very, very excited to keep doing that show.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for hanging with us. We'll keep on hanging with you. Hail yourselves!
Hail Satan!
Magustalations, everybody.
Help me.
Please do, and be careful. If you win a cooking competition, it's not. Don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, you're not Lord Creatress of your home.
No, not even Tom Cruise can murder his child. He tried.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
Talk about regrets. We all know someone who's been in a car accident and said, I don't need to call a lawyer, only to regret it after their pain and damages were worse than expected. When someone hurts you, you deserve to be compensated fairly. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm, fighting for the people for over 35 years. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast. Their fee is free unless they win.
Hey, listeners. Marcus, Ed, and Henry here. It's a little bit of an announcement.
You loving all the episodes of Last Podcasts on the Left lately? Well, listen, now you can get even more from us.
Squeeze it out of us. If you want to hear new episodes ad-free and unlock access to Last Podcast on the Left 7 days early, subscribe to SiriusXM Podcast Plus on Apple Podcasts or visit SiriusXM.com/Podcast Plus to start your free trial today. Do it.